Kia ora, a fairly unsettled looking week coming up. Some strong winds and heavy rainfall back on the cards for many spots by the time we head into Wednesday. Monday, a bit of a break from that heavy rainfall we saw through the weekend, but still more of these showers pushing in towards parts of the Bay of Plenty in the Coromandel. And you can just see up towards the far north there, the next system, which is set to bring more heavy rainfall back in towards Northland. Some clearer skies for a time down south, but more cloud making its way northwards as we head through the daytime, perhaps bringing a few showers into Christchurch by the end of the day on Monday. Now, overnight tonight, we'll find more cloud pushing up that eastern side of the Southland. This lingering feature across the central parts will bring some wetter weather back towards Bulla by the end of the day. And up north, you can see that cloud and wet weather feeding back into Northland. In amongst that will be some heavy bursts and perhaps some thunderstorms for Tuesday. But with the winds mainly northerly, the thing we'll notice across the Northland will be an incredibly mild night. Temperature still around about 17, 18 degrees Celsius through parts of Northland. Even down on the South Island, we'll find temperatures around about 11 degrees for Christchurch. It's worth saying we're going to find a real change this week. 11 degrees could be our top temperature for places like Christchurch on Thursday. So a real change in our temperatures as our winds swing from northerly to southerly. But looking at Tuesday, you can see that rain moves in from the north. Those darker blues in indication of heavier rainfall on top of already fairly saturated soils across the North Island. We'll find the rain reaching down towards the Coromandel and Auckland by the end of the day. And this lingering feature keeping a fair bit of cloud across the central parts of the South Island, even as we head through the daytime on Tuesday. Let's take a look at the North Island. You can see an odd early shower around Wellington and Wairarapa. That clears off pretty quickly. And for this southern part of the North Island, most of the day it stays dry, just areas of cloud. You can see the cloud thickens up across Northland, Auckland, the Coromandel, Bay of Plenty as we head through in towards the afternoon, with showers turning to longer spells of rain and some heavier bursts back with us, especially for those areas north of Whangarei. We'll find some heavy bursts of rain as we head through the daytime on Tuesday. There is a heavy rain watch that covers those areas in the far north from as early as 10 a.m. on Tuesday right the way through till midnight. Another very mild day, temperatures around about 21 degrees Celsius there for Taupo, and overnight lows 14 or so. But it's worth saying, even on the North Island, by the end of the week, we'll find our temperatures a fair bit cooler. Down south, we'll keep hold of more cloud and showers across those central parts of the North Island. An onshore feed of air keeps things rather grey for Christchurch once more. Down south, a bit of brightness early on, but I think even here we'll have a bit of cloud and an odd isolated shower through the inland parts of Otago. And we are going to find there's more wet weather for Canterbury as we head through this week, perhaps even some prolonged periods of heavy rainfall. So there are some severe weather watches for you from Wednesday onwards as this system runs closer towards us. So I say top temperatures around about 15 in Christchurch on Tuesday, but we are going to find our temperatures cooling down as we head through the week. Taking a look at Wednesday, that low pressure system that brings the wet weather up north sinks southwards, drives that rainfall back on towards the eastern side of the South Island. Places like Canterbury really struggling to get that rain gone through the daytime. Some heavy rain there through Wednesday, Thursday, and perhaps even through in towards the very first part of Friday. With the low pressure sitting through here, we'll find our winds increasing up that eastern coast as well. Banks Peninsula, Kaikoura, Marlborough, Wellington by the end of the day on Wednesday looking very, very windy indeed. Even by those Wellingtonian standards, it will be a very windy story there. And with the air now coming in from the south, you can see we've got the return of some snowfall about the higher parts of Canterbury as well. The heaviest above about 700-800 metres or so. But that's still low enough to impact some of those higher passes. So well worth keeping that in mind for your journey planning on Wednesday as well. And as we look at Thursday, you can see not an awful lot changes. The low pressure sits here, driving those strong winds up towards Wellington, Wairarapa, helping to generate some pretty rough seas as well. And that wet weather slowly clearing away from the likes of Canterbury by the end of the day, but still some snowfall up about the higher parts of Canterbury and even in towards the ranges of Marlborough as well. So it is looking like a pretty unsettled end to the week, well, an unsettled middle part of the week. Those southerly winds make things turn a lot cooler by the end of the week as well. We've got watches in place for Northland for Tuesday, but also for the likes of Canterbury from Wednesday onwards, and these are just the first of what's like to be a lot more watches and warnings as we go through the week, for both in terms of winds, rain, and even some watches for some snowfall not out of the question across those higher parts of Canterbury as well. So well worth keeping up to date with the forecast. As ever, you can find all the latest at metservice.com.